Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you. I have been running around a little bit because I was just a wee bit late getting all of my things together. Hi, everybody. Looks like Peggy's in here, Lynn's in here, Lori, Connie. So good to see everybody. I'm gonna do a little chatty chat here quick. Say hi. Hi, Candy. So good to see everybody. All right. I need to take off my hoodie. Yeah, good question. Did everybody see the little crystal pack that was posted like half an hour ago? I jammed out one cute necklace this morning because I thought that some of the designs were pretty simple today. And so I thought maybe I should do something that's a little bigger, it's a little bit layered. Oh, so now you're with me as I'm actually getting ready. Oh, normally I'm not this crazy, but it's really good to see everybody. Oh man. Woo! Carlene and Kimmy and Cookie and Sherry. Oh my gosh. Hi everybody. So good to see you. Alright, hat's coming back on. That's not staying off. Does it go this way or this way? Okay, I think we're good. I'm a champion today, so I'm wearing my champion hoodie. Oh man. Alright, take a breath. I'm gonna take a drink of the Mountain Dew. I was like running from room to room, like, I can't forget anything. But there's a lot of things that we have posted up today on the live shop. You're probably wondering what the heck that is. Some of you know the drill. Thanks, Peggy. So we have started doing a weekly drawing, quote unquote, and kind of the rules of the game before we get into how to order and whatnot. So this is going to end up being somebody's free giveaway. Super cute, right? There's lots of cute things. There's some hearts, some bezels, some leaves, a little bit of filigree, just some really cute stuff. So I'm going to dump it out here quick so I can explain it, how to enter. So you have, by the end of the live, we do our little drawing, and you do have to place an order. So if you don't want to order right now, or if you already have ordered, you're following the rules already. So we, at the end of the live, we will go through everybody who has hearted the video, and then whoever has hearted the video by the end of the live has a chance to win this amazing giveaway that we started doing a few weeks ago. And it seems to be working out, and everybody really loves to enjoy it. I put a couple more like beady things in this time because I think we needed some color, but there's some bigger items and then some really nice teeny tiny items, and there's a little bit of chain too. Good afternoon, Carrie and Jean. Ooh, Pamage Jones. I like that. Cute name. So this is the little giveaway. Not little. It's always nice and bulky for you ladies because you guys are nothing but the best. You guys have been ordering with us for however long, so you guys definitely deserve some good treats here and there. So we're doing a little close-up on the giveaway that'll be going on at the end of the live. There's some blanks, some cute cabs, some like single-off things. And then there's some items that you've probably never even seen before. So a super cute little, I gotta stop saying little, giveaway. So make sure everybody is in the chat doing all the little hearty heart things. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'll kind of just show you here quickly what I'm talking about before we dive in. Look at, I have all my things set out because it's such a big offering today. So at the bottom of your screen, there's going to be these like hearts, or this red heart right here. You're just going to click that and make sure that's clicked by the end of the live, and then you will be entered into our giveaway. So, super exciting. I don't have a warehouse special, as you know, things have been kind of crazy getting all these designs together and whatnot, but if you haven't had a chance, Ainsley did a live on Monday explaining and doing a review on the warehouse loot. That's the new subscription that is going off of the warehouse or the vintageliveshop.com. So you can sign up there, and she did a whole cool demonstration, and she made some really cute pieces with it too. So she did awesome there. And then I believe yesterday, Jean and Ainsley did the master class on the normal vintage page. So if you want to take a little preview on kind of one of the types of classes that we do in the Backstage Pass, go to the vintage main page, and then you'll be able to see Ainsley demoing some really cool bracelets. And then that bracelet pack that she was doing, I believe that's also on the live shop. It's a masterclass bracelet focal pack. And there is a absolutely gorgeous butterfly in there. So if you love butterflies, go check that out because it's so cute. So cute. And Ainsley, she's so cute. And I love her hair. Her hair's so fitting for her. All right. Enough little chitty chatty. And I'm going to kind of scoop this into my bin here. I know you guys like the sounds of metal on glass. So I'll do this quickly here. Maybe that'll give you a nice little preview on what we have going on. Super cute. Cool beans. Just a little spinny spin, just for some good aura. Alright, we'll pull that off to the side. So, that is a lot to take down in the first little bit of the live, but I thought that it was very important to let you guys know that those videos are up so you can view them. And then don't forget, you get if you order by the end of the month, the Warehouse Loot subscription on vintageliveshop.com, which I should actually probably pop that up now. That'll be down at the bottom of the screen. You also get a 20% off discount. You can use it once per customer, but that is, you can use it on the Vintage Live Shop, which I don't think we've ever done a discount code like that before for the live shop. So if you're looking for some really cool kits that you're like, oh, maybe I couldn't get this before, but you could with the 20% off, it's definitely worth getting the warehouse loot. So don't forget that. And then you get a cute little, I actually have it here. Hold on. Yeah. So Ainsley did a cute little demo video on how to make the cute little dragonfly piece that you get. So she did a demo on that. And then you also get the 20% discount code is not this. I have stickered over that. So you have one that's current, but there will be a sticker here, and then there will be a new link with a sticker over this link that'll take you straight to that video, that demonstration video. And then isn't this just the coolest little book? And it gives like all the numbers and colors of a majority of the Swarovski crystals. So it's a really, oh, there's another fold. Oh, it's so long. Hold on. Let me do it up here so you guys have a better look at how big this really is. So on the back here, there are the different shapes, and then on the front, it has like the different color numbers. There we go. I wasn't going right in front of the camera. So, such a great deal. Make sure you check that out, and then we'll dive into the demonstrations for today. And Uncle Doug should be making his way over soon. So, he is here. He's just taking care of some other business right now. So, just me for the meantime, but I'm sure you'll see him probably walking in behind me. Probably not too long, I would think. I would hope. But let's start out with... we'll probably start out with the key, I think, because I know a lot of you ladies were like, oh my gosh, this key is to die for. And they are right, because this key is absolutely gorgeous, super detailed, and it's a Bella exclusive. So this has never been offered anywhere other than our Bella line. We did have like this little, we had it attached to a clasp and I think an infinity ring, but this is absolutely stunning. And it looks so cute with some paint on it. So I'm going to bring out the finished design here too. I think I hear him coming. Oh, he's coming with some treats. Ooh, hold on. There's some like little
sweetheart things.
Sweetheart candies. Oh, jelly beans.
Jelly beans. Save the black ones are mine. Black ones are mine.
You have the black ones. I like the pink ones.
And then these toffee chocolate.
Oh, I can't have chocolate. I'm allergic to chocolate. Uncle Doug's trying to get rid of me forever. Permanently.
Permanent removal.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
We're just jamming away. Gave them a good look at the giveaway and how to enter for that. And then we went over quickly how to do, or the, like what the warehouse subscription entails. Oh, there we go. Jean just posted a link in the comments there if you guys needed a little bit more information on that. Oh, Aunt Jean, I think it would be cool if you guys haven't already. I haven't looked at the warehouse loot here or the listing lately, but if you were to put like Ainsley's finished pictures in there, I think that would be such a good idea. Yes, jelly beans are so good. Have you ever had like the Harry Potter jelly beans where they have the different
no, yeah,
those are funny. Those are so funny.
Jelly bellies.
The jelly bellies.
Yeah.
Gross. All right, you guys. I see that key top looking like an howl's face. I'm pretty sure you're thinking owl because I can see it too. But I'm going to bring it up here nice and close so you guys can get a nice, good look at it. This is cart 100, 8 pieces for $26. This is a natural brass key. Absolutely stunning. Now, to order, if you're new here, all you have to do, either you can visit vintageliveshop.com down that way on the bottom of the screen, and you can go via the listings that way, or you can order straight from the comments. And all you have to do is type whatever the cart number is. So, for instance, cart 100. And then you would send that as a comment. And then it'll prompt a cart in your Messenger app. So you can check out straight from Facebook Messenger, which is super cool and super easy. So you guys can chill out as we go through and show you guys some new inspiration, some new ways of doing things. How gorgeous is this key? Look at the detail. I'm trying to get a really good look at this here.
That is pretty cool.
It's really neat.
Yeah.
Imagine doing some detailed painting on this. And then the back is just flat, so you don't have to worry about that. But the front is gorgeous. So, this is one of our offerings today. And while we're on this piece, I'm going to bring out the butterfly pack next. We did offer the, I believe, solid brass version of this last week, and now I have added a natural brass version. So in the cart there, you can choose whether you want solid brass or natural brass. For this necklace, I did natural brass. So that is why I have added that variant to the listing. So 6 pieces for $24. This is cart 101. Natural brass, also super detailed. And it's like one of those a little bit of the thicker pieces, which is super nice. But this technique is ridiculously easy. Kimmy said, hi, Uncle Doug.
Hey, Kimmy.
Looks like Cookie. So just the way that Cookie has had it in her comment there, that is exactly how you're going to order. She did it perfectly. Thank you, Cookie. So to get into business here, I'm still hoping that I have everything that I need. I'll give you a closer look at this. So we did a couple more hole punches. So the butterfly comes with a hole punch already. I believe it's this side. And so we took that and punched another hole on the other side. Not only did we do that, but we punched a hole here right in the center added a rivet so it's not going anywhere and it's attached to the key. So I thought this was absolutely stunning, and then added another hole punch down here at the bottom with just this little bicone bead. Super cute. And I did it in paint, and I believe this is just brushed with some amethyst, so nothing crazy. I did some amethyst and then did some relieving. So we're not going to demo the painting on this one because we have a really cool resin demo that we'll be getting to today. So just a little tip for this one. I'm going to bring out, actually I'm probably, yeah, I should probably do that. Because it's a little, it's not tricky, but it could be if you weren't necessarily thinking about quite how to do it. So I'm going to bring this here and bring out my hammer. So we're going to hammer this just a little bit, and we're going to hammer it. Give me my little beetle here. Come on. We're going to hammer it right here. So this is indented pretty far. There's a pretty large cavity that's going through here. And it's really hard to get the rivet to fit through here and through the key. The rivet's not quite long enough. So we did have to hammer right where our hole was. Right, just a little bit.
Right on its head.
Right on its head, yeah. Head. Good thing it's not living.
Right there, man.
That would be sad. Oh my gosh. I hit a robin yesterday. I didn't hit it. It hit me.
Oh no.
It hit my car and it went thud. I was like, oh no. I was so sad. It's like, I definitely did do that on purpose. But we're going to take the small part of our hammer and kind of hammer right down there in the middle, because I didn't want to necessarily take away the forming of the leaves on these or on this piece specifically this time. Sometimes I like to hammer the pieces all the way flat, but not this one. I didn't want the whole thing to be flat. So you're going to hammer some of that center down so you guys can get a nicer peek at this. There we go. And then you'll make your hole punch. And if you need to hammer some more, don't worry. And if your hole punch closes just a bit, all you have to do is take your bead awl. I'm actually going to do it from this side here. You can take your bead awl to re-extend that. Ooh. So I have to do it with two hands to re-extend that hole. Yep, that's why I created a Jewelry by Corian page, so I didn't have to message from, I didn't have to comment from my personal page. I could just do it from,
I'm doing it too.
Yeah. So it's nice to do it that way, too. All right, so it needs to be a little bit more flat, so I'm actually going to flip around the piece. Kind of hammer her down. That looks pretty good. I don't have, maybe. It's like, I'm not sure if I have my rivets on me. I might have to extend this hole a little bit. So I'm going to take my bead awl. Ooh. Crystals on the right, Amber, are top drilled. The narrow. Yeah, so when we get to the crystal pack, we'll talk about that. But these two have top drilled holes, and then the other ones don't have holes. And that should be explained in the listing as well, if you want to get a crystal pack. But what we do with the crystal pack, I think you guys would really like. Alright, I think we extended this hole, and then, there we go. It's like I dropped my rivet somewhere. Come put my butterfly down first. Looks like it's good. And then I'm going to take my key here, and wherever I want my butterfly to be positioned, so you don't have to guess where you need to do your hole, I grab it together with the key and the butterfly, and then I go right where the hole is, where I have it set, and then I do want to make sure that's a bit more center. And then you're going to punch, but I'm going to do it out here because it's a bit easier to get a whole line back this way. So then you can see I have my little marker spot right there. And then you're going to finish through by punching it the rest of the way. Of course. And then we'll also be using the other hole punch too, not just these punches, because those branches, you need a little bit more oomph when you're trying to get a hole through there. You're going to extend the hole in the key with your bead awl. Lovely. That should be pretty good. We'll take a peek. Wherever did I put my other butterfly though? Oh, it's up top. I have so many of these butterflies out. So put the rivet through your butt. I'm gonna grab another one because that one fell on the ground. You're gonna put the rivet through the butterfly, and then you're gonna put it through the key. It or no? No, it's okay. I have some more. And then there you go. You're gonna have just enough room to get that mushroom to overtop the back of the key, so it stays stationary. If I'd keep my rivet on the bench block here. There we go. Put that on top. Probably lift this up just a bit. I am going to flip this Carter thing back to the key pack so you guys can take a look at that again. Then you're going to take this part of your hammer and start to hammer so it mushrooms over top of the key. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Super cute. So it's super simple. There's not too much that's going on. All you have to do is use your bead awl and to extend that hole a little bit, and then add your rivets after you hole punch. So super easy. Yeah, I saw that. It's whenever I move this, it just keeps shifting, so I don't want to mess it up too much. And I can't hammer with my phone being right there, so that wouldn't quite work for this piece, to be honest. But this one's super easy, and then you're going to go through with some amethyst paint, and then after you do that, then you can relief it with your block. So we'll do a relief without the paint because the designs are super pretty when they're relieved. Go on either side of the wings here. Just makes it a bit more bright and it gives it a bunch more dimension. Cute. There we go. There is our key and butterfly. And I think it's just stunning without paint as well. But I kind of want to give you guys a little look at your paint and then what it would look like without the paint. Gorgeous. Look how beautiful that is. Bring it down a bit and we'll move this bench block over for a moment. Bring these down. So natural brass keys and natural brass butterflies, ladies. Yes, and you can add your paints. Yeah, what color would you add, Peggy? I added amethyst on this top one, but we won't be painting this one because there's a few other pieces that we do have to paint, and this is just one color, so super simple. Pull this off to the screen. Don't forget any of the little pieces that we make like this during the live. If you order over $200, you'll get one of the little things that we've made because I don't need duplicates of everything. It kind of gets overwhelming when you have so much stuff, and we already do a whole bunch. So lovely, lovely. I'm going to pull these off the screen. So I don't think we used either of these pieces in any of the other designs. So we're going to pull these off, and then we'll probably hop into our plated offerings because there are several different options for these. So I'm going to pull those out. Ooh, elderberry would be so pretty. Okay. Then we're going to...
Yeah, blues are verdigris. Lynn's saying that would look too nice being like a more natural patina. You know?
Yeah. You guys are probably starving for some vintage since we couldn't do a live on Wednesday. You guys are probably like, we need vintage.
I mean, Lynn.
It's like an addiction.
Lynn should get it. You know, buy that set and then paint it up and put it up on the. Don't we have a designer's thing where you can contribute and show?
Oh, on the DIY vintage.
Yeah. Show what your creativity is.
You can definitely do that. We love seeing everybody's posts on DIY vintage. Okay. Next, we're going to do some plated things. Here, you gorgeous ladies, we'll probably start off with the rose gold one. So we're going to bring on this ring pack. You can choose gold, silver, or rose gold. So there are 3 different variants for this. This is a size 8 stacking ring. Super beautiful. Try to stay on screen here. It's more of that organic texture. So I really love these. Personally, it's such a good size. I'll put one on my finger here. There we go.
The close-in's really nice today.
Yeah, it's the
quality.
The quality and the loading internet has been good so far. Crossing our fingers, knocking on some wood, because we don't want it to go bad again. So, rose gold. And then this top one is actually a different ring. So I'm going to pop that one on next because these look super cute when they're stacked together. So you can choose silver or silver antique. I'm going to put them up here side by side so you guys can get a good look. Here we go.
Yeah, look at that.
So these are a bit more textured. So your silver plated ones, these are pewter. All of these rings are pewter, but they're plated. And so this one's the sterling silver plate, and then this one is the silver antique plate. Super neat. I love rings like this that you can just stack. Because not only are they cute for little bracelets and connectors and things. Let's do a little 3-stack here. So cute.
There goes Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran's leaving. Can hear his car. He's so funny. His little 2-step. Yeah.
Vroom.
So this is super cute.
Put the silver in the middle.
Oh yeah, let's try that.
That balance is cool too.
We'll do the silver in the middle. Oh yeah, that's so cute. So these are great stacking rings, and then they're also great for doing bracelets and being connectors. There's a couple different designs that we did do that I have photographed in each of these listings. So I'll bring up this one here so you guys can see this is the silver antique one. And then we'll bring on the bails here next because these bails are great for connecting the rings together. And then I also have the clasp sets available to purchase as well. So you have your wire hook and your wire eye on both of these designs, but we're going to bring up the bail pack next. So for the bail pack, I tried to make it to where you could do ones that matched for each color. So silver, and then there's some silver bails. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. They are smooth. These are also pewter, and then they are plated. So we have the silver to go with the silver. We have the silver antique to go with the silver antique. And then we also have rose gold to go with the rose gold. So lots of different color options, but it's nice to have color options when you have color preferences. So wanted to make sure that there is a little bit of something for everybody and everybody's design style. We'll bring these bales up here too. So rose gold and silver antique. And then the rings that would go with them. There we go. So rose gold, silver, silver antique. And then we also have the clasp and eye sets that I'll bring on here soon. Just so you guys can take a peek at these for a moment. And then we'll do, before we bring on those clasp sets, we'll show you how easy these are to actually open and close. Well, I actually did that. I already did a silver antique one. Let's do a silver one. And we won't build out the whole bracelet because it's so simple that you guys will catch on so fast. So I'm going to bring in one of my sides by just slowly bending it down. And then you have this other side that you also need to bend down. So I'm going to push both of my rings to the other side that I already have done. And then I'm going to grab this from the top and the bottom here. There we go. And then I'm going to bend it in so it sits nice and close to the closure here. Try and get you guys a good view. There we go.
Ooh, that was a good view.
Yeah. And I pulled it off to the side a little bit.
Just when you thought you had it centered.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So the connections are super easy, and it's almost seamless. I mean, it is almost seamless. You just have your little seam there, but super fun and adorable. So you can do silver, sterling silver antique, or rose gold plated bracelets and or earrings, necklaces, whatever you please. Ooh, Jelly Bean! He's like, look at what I have here. I love Jelly Beans.
That.
I did. So you're gonna finish out. You're gonna do your connector bales all the way through, and then I thought these clasp hook packs were to seal the deal. So I'm gonna bring this up a bit more. I'm telling you guys, we had so much product to offer to you guys today because we had so many different color variants. So you have your rose gold. I'm gonna push this over a bit more. Your sterling silver antique. And then your normal sterling silver. I'm actually going to bring these down a bit, I think. There we go. A lot to unpack. And then these clasps also come with the eye hooks. So you get 6 pieces of the clasp and 6 pieces of the wire eyes. All of these have the platings that match. So all your findings and plating should match throughout. So there's a ton to unpack here. These clasp and eye hook sets, this is the silver antique plated one. But they're super neat because they have that wire wrap, and these are also pewter. And then you could use these as different connectors as well. You don't have to use them as a clasp. And I thought these would be cute, these hooks here. You remember when we offered those fish beads? If you did a fish bead that came up, I have one. Let me grab that because I know some of you ladies picked up the fish bead packs, and I think there's a few more that are offered. But it almost looks like a fishing hook. Ooh, Monica's listening to some Fleetwood Mac.
Is it like Maui hook? Is it a Maui hook?
Yes. Yes. There we go. You could do a little fish combo with the little fish hook and your little fish crystal bead. So cute. So a lot to unpack, but it's all good stuff. And we love it when people have color options, especially when you have color preferences, because not everybody likes rose gold, not everybody likes silver, not everybody likes gold. I like them all. So super easy connections and everything. So if you're just, especially if you're just getting into jewelry, if you're new here, this would be a perfect first fun project to do for yourselves. Bring those over just a bit. And look at all of that. This is such a great offering, you guys. The plated findings are so cute. Too bad we're not getting any more plated things. So once these go out, then they are out of stock. So, and I'm pulling from the overstock only. So I haven't even pulled into any of the retail or wholesale packs yet. So the quantities that I have, they are specifically for what we have in overstock, and then once that overstock's done, then I'll probably be taking the listings off of the live shop, so that way we don't dig into our retail and wholesale pre-packed ones. But just a whole bunch. Just a whole bunch. So this one I don't think we need to do any more with, so I'm going to try and push these up here to the side. I wanted to get that one out of the way because there were so many color options, and it was taking up quite a bit of room over here in my other listing options. So I'm going to throw those off to the side for now, and we'll do our looks at the end. So I'll show you guys what the jewelry looks like on a little bit later. I'll push these up here too. There we go. Oh, and you guys will want to be on the lookout. So the schedule might change just a little bit. So next month, I'm going to look at this calendar here quick. Next month, Ian has surgery. So one of those Fridays will not be one of the warehouse live Fridays. So the schedule is going to change a little bit, or not just a little bit, probably quite a bit next month, to be honest. And then next Friday, I have a meeting in Mineral Point at the airport. So I have to see what time that's supposed to be at. But we'll keep you guys posted. Just be on the lookout, and don't worry if the schedule is going to change a little bit. We'll give you guys a heads up. So I did want to let you guys know.
Brittany and Dakota can be rescheduled a little later.
It's Cody.
Oh, is it Cody?
Yeah, because Brittany and Dakota, they're not part of the airport. They just do the whatchamacallit, their flight school. Okay. I'm dealing with Cody, who is the airport manager, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he can't do it like Monday through Wednesday next week at all, so we'll see what's up. We're chatting right now, actually. His like text message came up and I was like, oh, that just reminded me, like, to let you guys know that we're gonna change the schedule just a bit, but not too much. All right, let's bring out our leaf and our frog necklace next, since this one's also super simple, but I thought it was adorable and I just absolutely love these frogs. And then the Nouveau leaf here reminded me of a lily pad. So I thought that the combination between the two, just a simple combination, was just stunning. So we're going to pop these out up here. We're going to get that leaf pack up. There we go. $22 for 6 pieces. We're going to zoom way down in. Get nice, close, and comfortable. And of course, it has to shift every time I do that, so I'm going to slide my background over just a bit. maybe adjust my light a tiny bit. That's pretty good. It's a little cloudy outside. So in Platteville, which is like half an hour away, Platteville is half an hour away. They got hail last night that was this big, that was breaking like all of the car windshields and putting holes in house siding and everything. Like, the storm last night was absolutely nuts. We didn't get hail like that, thank goodness, because I probably would have had a horrible day. Actually, probably wouldn't have been that bad because my windshield's already cracked because a stinking Amazon driver, they didn't throw, their car threw a rock at my Jeep and it just whoop, and then went across the whole windshield, just a really big crack. So you guys will have to let me know like how the weather was around you guys yesterday, because Wisconsin got hit pretty dang hard. So if any of you live in Wisconsin, I am thinking of you. All right, so we have that leaf pack. We have that up for a minute, so we're going to throw up the frog pack next. 10 pieces for $20. The frog pack is so cute. I'm going to bring this up nice and close, and I'll do the leaf pack again here in a moment. I'll move my light just a little bit more. How cute is this guy? This little furry frog. Look at his eyes. Absolutely adorable. So tiny. Look at, he just fits on the first part of my finger. Kind of the size, maybe the size of my fingernail. Lori said they got pea-sized hail. Well, at least it wasn't like...
damaging
it was
hail.
this big. Like in Platteville.
Right, that's crazy.
Or not Platteville. Yeah, Platteville. I'm like, oh my gosh, how many different stinking towns can I name? And then this is that Nouveau leaf that we just had up on the screen
right through the
there.
bathroom window. Berlin.
Oh, really? Oh my
sideways.
goodness, that would be
Sideways.
so crazy. Well, some of the house siding got damaged pretty bad. There were some really big holes throughout. So this is a simple connection. You can do, I had a super, super tiny eyelet, which I don't have a whole ton, so I can't list those. So that's what I did for this. But if you just did a jump ring connection, I will show you how to do that. If you want it stationary though, if you have teeny tiny eyelets, they're not going to be the ones that we have on the website. Those are too big. But if you have teeny tiny ones, I recommend those too, because it's so cute when it's stationary, but all you do need is a jump ring. So I'm going to bring out some JR10s here. Peggy, do not get on me about the gauge or the size or the millimeter. I was listening to you guys yesterday during Ainsley's live. She's like, don't tell me the part number. Tell me the gauge or the millimeter.
You just happen to have a micrometer with you everywhere
yeah,
you go.
No. I'm catching you before you catch me.
Or you should have just a caliper and they can do the conversion to gauge.
Yeah. But if you look up the part number real quick on the site, it should bring it up pretty quickly. But I love Peggy for that. And I got your email, Peggy. I'm going to share it with the Idaho team and see if we could do something like that. I think it's a really, really cool idea. And I think it would be perfect for people that work with resin. So I really do appreciate you emailing me about that, because it got me thinking a little bit. And I think it'd be awesome. And we are doing a little bit of resin work today, so I think it just works out. All right, I'm just stringing this jump ring off screen. Or I just was, but I'm probably going to string the leaf first so I can get a good handle on it. Put my frog on there. And close her up. And you guys will probably want to pre-paint the pieces prior to assembling. I don't ever do that. No.
How dumb that sounded. You guys should do it, but I never do it.
That's what I'm saying. You guys should.
You mean you'd be way ahead if you did it that way?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because so I don't ever think of colors until after I have already created the piece. So I'm not even kidding. I was sitting here like sticking my brush underneath the frog because I couldn't move the frog. Pre-paint your pieces if you want them painted, but prior to assembling. I do it backwards every single time, and it's not the most efficient way of doing things. But that's just how my brain works. I have to see it before I'm like, okay, this color would work with this, blah, blah, blah. I need some Erie Green and some moss. So I'm going to shake these up. Oh, I love tree frogs. We would see them at Grandpa's all the time. And all of us kids, there was this massive deck at Grandpa's, and underneath of it, there was a hammock. And the tree frogs always happened to be like right around there. So Ainsley and we used to hang out on that hammock quite often, actually. Dang it. I really miss all that stuff. Like hanging out with all the cousins and having a good time. You don't ever really realize when it's the last time that you're doing something before you're like, oh my gosh, that was the last time I ever did this or ever did that. It's so crazy.
Yeah, Monica's talking about the crickets. Crickets are a lot more fun than the cicadas.
Oh, I hate cicadas. I think they're so cool looking, but they can get so obnoxious.
But the crickets are just a soothing thing.
I really
have
like
the windows
the
open.
Yeah.
At night you can just listen to them. They'll
I
put
would
you to
fall
sleep.
asleep.
They're like a white
to
noise.
Out at Mom and Dad's though.
Yeah.
In town in Dubuque, you
it.
don't hardly hear any crickets. It's crazy. But I grew up falling asleep to cricket noises. I am one of those people that gets super hot when they sleep, and only when they sleep. Otherwise, I run pretty cold. And I always had a window open when I was going to bed at Mom and Dad's house. But this was, I haven't lived with Mom and Dad for
2 years. A few years.
Since 2019. That's when I bought my house. I bought my house when I was 19. But yeah, no, I haven't lived with my parents since I was 19, and I'm almost 26, so it's been quite a long time. I was fortunate enough to buy the house when I did, because that was before everything went through. It was such a great investment opportunity, because now my house is worth so much more money. It's crazy. And we've done a lot of work, and we put up a whole fence and for the dogs.
Did you get cicadas? We sure did, Peggy. It was a cicada reunion last year.
Oh, yeah.
I even have a t-shirt for it.
There were so many. At one point, I found a cicada here at work, and I took that cicada and I put it next to really big cicada piece, that brass one that we have. Yeah. It was so cool.
It was a great match
side
too,
by
wasn't
side.
It was. The real cicada versus the brass.
Yeah. The realism.
The shape was really good.
Yeah.
Whoever made the tool did a really great job.
The cicada was absolutely beautiful, and it looked so good. So we're taking a little bit of moss, and we're kind of doing not a dry brush, but a wet brush. So it's just a little more wet. So it's just a little bit more water, because I wanted it to be a little bit more CP looking, and for it to spread a bit. And then we're going to wipe it with a paper towel. So it's moss on the leaf that we have here. I'm going to put that off to the side for now. I'm going to do a wipe with a paper towel, because you gals know I like those muted colors, not super vibrant. Always like those muted colors. So we're going to take some of that color off, and then actually come down just a little bit more. Let me bring the light over just a tad. And we're going to take some Erie Green. June bugs, no, heck no. Get those.
We already talked about June bugs last time.
I hate them. Monica just said no June bugs.
They're dive bombers.
I hate them. Yeah, they just smack.
Dive bomb, yeah.
Just a little bit of Erie Green, and you're going to kind of paint that around your frog. This one's a bit easier to paint because I didn't have it pre-riveted. I just used a jump ring this time. Because before I had to take my brush and shove it underneath the frog to get the whole leaf painted. Do a little bit more Erie Green because we like the way that the frog shimmers. when it's sitting on a lily pad in the sun. I got a little bit of eerie green right here. I'll just kind of take that off. I'm going to soak up some of this, kind of spread it around the frog. Good. And dip that in some water. And then once this dries, then you're going to take the relief block here, this snazzy, dirty thing that I have, because I've used it so many different times, I might need a new one. LOL June bug convo again.
Right.
Yeah, nope, June bugs are not for this gal. So I think my moss on my leaf is actually pre-done.
I think we'll stop talking about him in July. What do you think?
Yeah, for real. No, that's probably when we're gonna freaking talk about them more.
Even
I just
more.
got smacked by a June bug.
No, the shadflies are here.
Oh yeah, heck to those too.
All right.
I don't like those. They got some nice definition in there.
I know someone's going to be chiming in about flying palmettos down there in Florida.
What are those?
Those massive cockroach
Ew.
things.
Ew, 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 ew. So super cute. I love it. And then you just attach a chain. The one I used on this one is CH103, not soldered, so you can open and close those links. My favorite. So I'll actually bring these up so you guys can see them. I think I didn't relief the leaf on this one, but I reliefed the frog, and then vice versa. But I think the leaf looks really, really cool when there's a little bit more definition behind the frog there. Gorgeous. Super easy. I'm going to bring that leaf pack back on quickly. 6 pieces for $22. Natural brass. This is a bit of a thicker stamping too. Not like super thick, but just a little bit thicker. So pretty. And it's perfect for spring because all the frogs are going to start coming out, just the little baby ones. And I love pond things in general. Tadpoles.
And the teensy frogs.
Yeah, and the little toads too, because you have the little toads. Toads and frogs. Alright. I'll pop that off to the side there. Okie dokie artichoke. Let's bring on our family tree one here next. Family tree, get it? And then I have a branch that's the connector piece. I thought that was super cute. Oh, they're talking about some volcanoes. It looks
volcanoes like. And beetles and creepy crawlers.
All the fun jazz.
Like the magpies, I call those skunk birds.
Skunk birds?
Yeah. Because they're colored like a skunk and they fly.
Well, that makes sense. Alright, I'm going to take my paints off to the side here. We'll probably do the resin work after this one, so stay tuned for the resin work.
I like this, the branch with the tree, that's cool.
So we're going to bring up the puff tree charm here first. 5 pieces for $20. I'm going to pull this up just a little bit. And the detail on these is absolutely incredible. We'll bring this one up. Look at all the little flowers in the tree there, and it's like in a roped circle. And this is a puff charm, so you can split it. I know I've showed a demo before where you open it and then split it in 2. On this side, I thought it would be super cute if you were to inlay some tiny crystals, or if you were to use colored resin drops, so you could do like a one side and then a flip side, so you can wear it either direction. I think that would be absolutely adorable. But the family tree thing we have here is so cute. Look at, even in the bark there is a ton of detail. Super cool.
That's crazy.
So yeah, you can split it open. You can do it like as a reversible necklace. And then we're going to bring on this branch next. This is the one that we do with it. I think this branch is super neat, and I know quite a few people have asked how to use it because they didn't know how to quite use it, and I know it also does come in a toggle set, I didn't see any of those leaves that it toggles with. So
the big open leaf, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the branches here. 9 pieces for $24. These are also natural brass. This is probably the thickest stamping that I have today. And this is the branch that you'll be using the screw down hole punch with. Because there's no heckin' way that you're going to get it with your normal hand punch. Trust me, I have tried.
She broke the hand
Did
punch.
not work. Did not work. No, but I did break my other punch.
Yeah.
The little thing like sat in there, yeah.
The
So you're going to want to use the thicker of the two of the screw down sides, and I'll show you here. Oh, it's stuck way down at the bottom of my bowl. See? Because I only have one now.
Yeah.
So the smaller one on this side, I broke the smaller one doing it, so you will want to use the larger side when you're doing the screwed hole punch for this branch. It kind of just, the thinner side kind of angled a little bit, and then when it angled, it ended up snapping, but that's why you want to use the thicker side, and that's what we're here for, to, you know, kind of find what does work, what doesn't work, to give you a heads up, like, oh, don't use the thinner side, use the thicker side so you don't break it. Don't use the handheld, or don't use a handheld punch, because you'll probably break your hands.
Bend it or break it or something, yeah.
Because it's a pretty tough piece of metal. It's a little bit hard with the screw down hole punch, but it works every time. I love it. So, let's do, can't really quite show you how to do this, but I also want to give you a heads up.
Okay, now you can state the part number.
Oh, okay. You're so funny. Okay, so you're going to, this one twirls, okay, and you want your flat side, this side, to be pointed up towards your hole punch. You don't want to do it on the
rounded side. Yeah.
Right, correct. You want the rounded side on the bottom, and then your normal side, or your flat side, going against the punch. Okay, I'm going to do this up here so I can see, and then we'll screw it down underneath the camera there, because I want to make sure that I have it centered in the thick metal here. Because I like to look at it from each angle, make sure that I'm not going over any sides, and then I kind of tighten it a bit more to get it in the position. And then you're just going to keep tightening it. I love the screw down hole punch for this in particular. You can see it does take a little bit of effort while you're twirling it. You don't want to do it too fast. And then when you feel a little bit of a give, that means you're through it. There. Did you guys see the give that happened when I did that? So now it's a bit more easier to twirl. And then I'm going to untwirl it while holding my piece. So then it's like this, and it's a little bent, but that's okay, because all you have to do is come in with your hammer and just tap it down a few times. Trying to get it nice and close for you guys so you can see it. Just tap it down just a little bit so it's flush again. Ooh, that would be so pretty, Monica. Hang some turquoise off the branches. And then you have your hole. And then on the other side, you can see it too, because it's a hole. And then you'll want to do the same thing on the other side here.
You can see through it both directions.
From both directions. I thought it was funny.
Just because of how well you drilled it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I had a center drilled hole as well. And then I just attached one of the jump rings from the tiny jump ring pack to the family tree here and dropped it down. And then used the 2 other holes here to hang the chain from. So also super easy. All that hammering, Peggy says.
They might get you confused about.
I know, I'm sweating.
This one here, and like there. So now it's the same as that one.
Oh yeah, you can do it either direction.
Yeah.
It's just a preference, I think. But we do use this in another one. But I think that I might as well bring out that other one. So there's another necklace that I use these branches in. So I'm going to pull these family trees off for now. I don't think I use these in anything else. So I'm going to pop those up because that's a super simple demo. And then we're going to pop up the good.
Peggy's stimulated by the hammering.
I know. So this is the necklace that I made this morning because I thought that we needed something that was a little more larger and more layered, using a bit more of the components. And this is also one of the other ones that I used the branches in, so it's probably a good time to bring it on anyway. And then we'll bring out the birds next. We'll do it from like this angle first, I think, and then... I mean, did you see this one yet?
I didn't.
I don't think you've seen this one yet. I think Peggy said she really liked it too. Alright, we're going to do like a kind of angled look at it here. So this is the setting. I'm going to put up the setting pack really quickly. Cart 110 is this setting. $28 for 5 pieces. This setting is absolutely stunning. It's very swirly, and it's got the 4 prongs. I don't have any bulk cabs here, so I kind of have to pick through my little scoop bin to see if there's any cabs that fit. So if you have the warehouse or the little mystery bead scoop things, you'll probably find something in there. Otherwise, I'm sure that you've gotten some cabs from the Idaho team that you could use with these. But I thought I should offer some settings because a lot of ladies have been asking for settings. And I am working on...
Super ugly.
Oh, gosh. Now I see Lori, a flamingo in the branch.
Play nice.
You guys are so funny. But I am working on getting the amulet setting that is that diamond set setting for the Rivolis. I'm working on getting that ordered, introduced, quoted, all of that. So it shouldn't be too long before those. And then I think the woman maiden and those new pieces that we were looking for a few weeks ago, I believe those have shipped as of today. So it shouldn't be too much longer before we can offer those on the website for you ladies. So lots of new things coming, and I think Jean's still working on the new offering of items that I had sent out to her. So it shouldn't be too long before we do another pretty large release. Stand it up. It's the neck and raised head. You guys are funny. I love ya. I love ya anyways. So, super cool. We'll leave this off to the side a little bit here. Probably on this side, because it's a little less, the logo's there. And then we have the branches up here, so I'm going to kind of shift the view. These are the 2 branches. We're using these as chain connectors. So we'll bring this kind of sideways, maybe. There we go. So you can just barely see them there down in the corner. We'll bring that pack up really quickly before we bounce over to the bird pack, which we also used in this necklace. So 9 pieces for $24. And they're great for the chain connectors as well. I know there's been a few different items that we have found that work really, really well for extending chain and connecting chain. So yeah, not too much longer, Jean's saying, so that's super awesome. Those are the branches, so we'll bring those kind of off the screen so we can bring our birds into view, which we used here. I gotta flip it. So these are super neat. They're very long and they're slender, but they also have some good detail to them in the wings there. Look at the little eyeball and the little beak. So cute. And
Sparrows, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Or swallows.
Swallows. So these were super fun to be able to use for connecting pieces here. We'll show you guys how to do that, and then we'll also bring on the other pair of earrings while we're at it that I made using these same birds. So a little bit of a longer style. These are super cute. This is after using the reliefing block on them. And we're just looping some of the wings in as our connector pieces. So it looks pretty dang
Groovy.
Pretty dang groovy. What's the word that I was thinking of?
Awesome.
Seamless without having to add other jump rings and things into them. But these 2 crystals here, they are offered in the crystal pack. So let's make sure I have everything. I have our setting, our birds, and our branches. And then this chain, this is natural brass chain. That is CH0011. Yes. I was trying to think because I was like, I think I'm all out of CH50 right now, but that is CH0011.
I like how the birds aren't symmetrical underneath crystals. You know, they're flying in the same direction, right?
Right.
So they're not symmetric, you know.
Right. I like
it looks cool. Yeah, it looks nice that way.
That's my favorite. My favorite. I wonder if you could make a ring with that swallow. Can you tell?
How long is it?
I'm obsessed.
Get your roller out. Probably. It looks like it'd be just thin.
I don't have a ring one.
This is close enough.
Maybe we can.
This will be close enough. Use this wrapper on the smaller one. Wrapper on the smaller one.
Maybe we'll do a pinky. We'll do a pinky ring to start with. So I'm just gonna.
You are so flexible and responsive, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's make a ring.
I'm going to bend this.
Why not?
Bend this around here. I don't think this wouldn't be too bad. Gotta make sure all my. I think somebody also said that they thought that the key would be a really cool ring. Might have to tuck that tail a little bit, but let's just see here. Huh. That's not too bad. I mean, I would have to, take this probably and round that out some.
Or wear it the other way so that's not bending in as much.
Then it would
it's a little pointy.
It's not terrible.
I mean, it looks okay. Or you could slightly roll them up. Just slightly roll those up.
Yeah, and you could, if you didn't want these catching on anything, you could clip them off like I did
file them
on this piece.
Yeah.
Ooh, Stephanie says she made 2 rings with them.
Mm.
Oh, Lynn said that the rings would be cool with the keys. That's right. I saw your comment the other day. This is kind of cute, though. I'm actually starting to really dig that. You could do really cool, hoops with these, too. Ooh, yeah. If you did this. Hold on. We're coming up with designs on the fly. I need to bring up that bird pack here now
Just
that we're
rolling with
talking
it.
about it. I'm going to kind of bring this up a little bit, and I'm going to make a loop here. I know I'm off screen, but I have to see what I'm doing. And then we'll probably fold this up just a little bit. Huh. Yeah. Woo! Loving it. Getting excited. And just bend that a little bit there to kind of match the curve of the wings. Where's my loop? Yeah, that would be cute. If you just took this and brought it in a bit more. You could even take off your little wings here like I did there. So cute. That's super cool. By the way, I started watching something on Netflix. You guys should check it out. It's called Love on the Spectrum. And it's a bunch of different people with autism that are looking for their soulmates. And it is such I want to say, like, humbling thing to watch, because you don't realize, like, how difficult it is to grow up with autism and things like that, let alone doing things that, you know, people that don't have that. It's so crazy. And it's just, you guys just have to watch it. I can't even explain it, because it kind of just blows your mind how they have been achieving life and going about doing the things that people that don't have that have been doing. So definitely check that out, because I've really been enjoying that. And even Ian likes watching it with me. And it's funny. It's super funny at times as well, too. So for these earrings, now that we've gotten a chance to see if that would work as a ring and a hoop, which I think is super cool. See if it'll load one more time. I'm going to pop that off to the side there. But for these earrings here, and for the necklace part, so this uses the same technique. You're going to make a loop with either side of the wings. It's a good loop. And then do it on the other side. You want to make sure that your loop is big enough for whatever you're connecting it to. So, looped up my two wings on this one, and then I'll show you the connections. So we go straight to an ER006 with this loop. And then the other loop is connecting our F20 with our little green cab thing that we have here. Which I'll probably throw these. I'll throw two of these into the crystal pack so you guys can.
Well, sis is coming in. Carson's in.
What?
Carson's in the house. I said Carson is watching. Say
hi. Oh, hi, Carson. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I know she has off today. Do you have any bezels that will hold a larger cab? So, I do have these bezels that I'll be offering today. And
we probably have some larger bezels.
Yeah. Yeah, we have some natural brass ones.
In the bins. I mean, in the scoopers.
If you go to P00.
Yeah.
That one. GF. That shelf, yeah.
GF?
Yep. There's some in that area.
Yeah, let me just take a look.
Probably on shelf 2. Not that one. Maybe the 2 other bins on the other side.
Yeah, I'll do. You keep going.
Okay. I usually just go and grab things whenever I want. Oh, prong bezels.
I'm looking for prong bezels.
I think the only prong bezels I have are on the top, that GG shelf, but that's the one that I'm offering today already. Yeah, that one I'm offering today. I think that's the only one I have left. All the other settings got sent out to Idaho a long time ago, so they would be the ones to ask for those specifically. This is the only setting that I have kept back for myself. So, super easy connections. Love them. And then took the reliefing block to give it some dimension. And then we use that same technique for our connections here. We're actually going to come down a bit so we can see here. There we go. So, I used a larger jump ring. I believe this is JR60. And our connection goes straight through our loop on this side. I took an additional hole punch right up here in this area so I could swoop some chain in between the both of them there. So that's super easy. It's not too difficult. You just need a jump ring, throw your 2 birds on, do 2 hole punches, and then swing some chain. So this part of the necklace is super easy. And then I took 2 of the links of chain up here. I'll bring it over a little bit. Of our CH0011 and left those attached. And at first, I only had it with the chain. I didn't have the branches. But I took the branches and I kind of slid them up next to the chain. And I said, I think I'm going to replace the chain with some branches. So that's where our twisty hole punch comes in. It's like, I lost my other branch. There we go. It's over here. So you take your twisty hole punch, and instead of drilling 3 holes, you're only going to drill 2. So 1 on one side, 1 on the other side. And then your links here with this chain, it's also unsoldered, so you can open and close the links. And I took the chain and put it directly through the holes on the branches, so the chain connects straight through. Oh, that one's nice. Is that just one of the miscellaneous ones? Because we don't
Some
have.
of these we have enough we could make specs. There's
Maybe.
very possible different versions.
Okay, we'll take a look at that for next week. I think possibly we might have
maybe
to do
a
my
teaser,
live on
maybe
Thursday.
a teaser on those.
Yeah, I'll bring those out here in a second. So the chain connects directly to the branch on either side, and then goes up. I don't want to mess it up too much here. Oh man, I have to redo this here. So it lays out all pretty like. And then I took 2 jump rings from the sampler, that tiny jump ring pack, and I took those and attached those straight to the chain as well. So super easy. Looks like it's a lot, but if you do it part by part, then it's pretty easy to keep track of. So pretty. So I'll do a close up here. And then there's also pictures on vintageliveshop.com in the listings for you to review if you need a little cheat sheet when you're doing this if you can't remember exactly how it was done. And the facets in those crystals are so pretty. And then our cab. So Uncle Doug here found some that we might be able to offer. We probably don't have like big quantities
Put them
of
next
these,
to the other drops so they can compare the size.
So this one I'm going to put right here on my hand is the one that we're offering today. And then these are potential future offerings. Are those big enough? Who was asking again? Was it Renee or was it Monica? I'm going to scroll up here and see. Yes. She wants settings on size. That would be... I feel like they should have or already did. Maybe they got taken away. Okay, Debbie was asking. So, She goes, yes. Okay, cool. So, potentially be able to do these. I know.
Or limited. We might just have a
one,
limited offering of those, yeah.
It would probably be super
Quantities,
limited
yeah.
because I don't think we have a whole bunch of
tons
these.
of them.
I think this one housing the green owl cab.
Oh, you mean back in the day?
That, yeah.
Maybe.
I think
It
that
looks
one
like, yeah,
was.
'cause
Because
very
that one's
thin.
a pretty big piece.
Yeah.
Cool. So it looks like we have some bigger ones. So Kieran and Uncle Doug have actually been doing a ton of work on getting things organized because there was just a lot of... Before we got involved in this kind of stuff, there was a lot of not organized things going on. So they went through the other building and they put together a whole nother room for me to go through and dig through like all these little pieces.
We looked through
and whatnot.
every nook and cranny.
Oh yeah, we got to get it all.
Pulled it all into one spot. Yeah.
I love that bottom one. Cool. Well, let me go grab my caliper here quickly. Actually, I'm gonna take a jelly bean.
Take 2.
I'm gonna take 1 jelly bean.
I'm gonna eat the rest.
I lost my caliper yesterday, but then I remembered where I put it.
You misplaced it.
I misplaced it. Yes, I did. All right. Let's see how big. Let's see how big these puppies are. 50
millimeters.
0.5 by 37 almost.
See what the inside is. Bless you.
Oh, that jelly bean gave me a tickle down my throat.
Check the inside on
and then
flip it. Use the other side of it. No, flip this side too. You can do the inside check.
Like that?
Yeah, that's how they do it. And yeah.
Huh.
Well, do it in the groove for the cab that would fit in there.
Yeah, that's right there.
No, it's the rim. This part is how big the cab can go. Yeah, right there.
Phil, let me stinking do it. It's like going backwards. Okay.
So it'd be about
30 millimeter wide for a cab. That's a pretty big cab. Jeez. And then 39.
It's about 40, a 30 by 40.
39.5. That's a pretty large one. And then I think they also want to know like how big the whole setting is. So we have a 48.6 by, because I always like to see how big these are, like in general. 38. And then this one's a bit smaller. This one's actually, I do it this way. That's 17.8. So I'd probably say 17.5 because sometimes these are hard because they're rounded out. So you got to make sure that your prongs fit. And then it's also good to know this though. We're looking around like 23 for that one. Just so you guys can see a good look. 48. This one's gorgeous. 32.5. And then our inside is around 23.5. Because you don't want it to like overflow, or else you won't be able to close your prongs. That's pretty good. And then 17. There we go. Yeah, but look at how gorgeous that one is. That one's so pretty. So pretty. Actually, I might have some cabs for those, I think, maybe. Cool. I could use some of those larger cabs too. The cabs that hold the owl cab, yeah. Nice.
We'll look. We'll see what we can come up with.
I'm glad that you guys are like them. But I think I might have some cabs specifically for those. Maybe it'll probably be a super limited selection. I do have these
but
too.
Idaho might have a bag of them. Literally.
Hold on, I think I still have some of these. So while I'm looking, or while I'm thinking about settings now, I do have some of these too from an old setting pack that I did a while ago. These ones are a little bit smaller. These would be probably pretty perfect for Rivolis. There's that one that we just measured.
This is interesting with the
This
Asian markings.
This one's
really
a one-off. Cool. This one's really cool.
That one's cool too. See that?
I'm probably gonna use this one in one of my personal designs. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're gonna scoot that over.
No one's gonna see that one.
They will. And then we got this. And then this is the one that Uncle Doug was talking about. That one's super cool. I really like this one a lot because this one is a 2-loop oval setting. So you guys can see here that they're not like huge quantities by any means. Some of these I only have 5 of. Some of them I maybe have 10 of. This one I have a little bit more of, so maybe we'll do a cool pack with that.
And we can still hunt in the other overstock room. So
yeah, so
yeah,
we'll be on the lookout for you guys. I think that was a good little break to do. Anyway, in between, I was going to move my legs for a minute.
And get a jelly bean.
Oh, and another jelly bean. Look at another jelly beans. Don't fall, my goodie. It's my little back cushion. Oh, orange. Orange this time. So, super cool. And super unique settings, too. But I know you ladies they're like highly sought after pieces, so depending, like the amulet one, we might be able to add some to the retail and wholesale site eventually. Yeah, no, Renee.
Kara wants the one with it. Like it looked like Asian markings on them, didn't it?
Aztec. I think it was a little bit of Aztec.
Probably Asian.
Ask Ainsley.
It was probably Asian. It had kind of like a bamboo feel with
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so funny story, Renee. We would actually have ladies come here prior to us doing all of our live things. They would sit here from morning till late afternoon. They would not leave. And we didn't want them to leave, but they just absolutely loved sifting through all of the things that we had to offer here. You guys would absolutely love an in-person warehouse sale because then you get to see me. I dealt with all of the warehouse ladies like in person, and then Jess and I, and you did that retreat thing.
Yeah, retreat out at Eagle Ridge.
The territory here. Yeah, that was so fun actually because I think Candy Cooper was there.
Candy there, and Heather wasn't Heather Powers.
I think Heather was there too. Yeah, that was really fun, that retreat. Greek symbols with Asian flair. Greek? Carrie said.
Okay, and Wendy's saying Egyptian, yeah.
Yeah.
And Asian.
It's just a whole mesh. It's a combination.
Lori would do that, so yeah, there's plenty.
I think there's a whole ton of people.
Yeah, there's people who would do. We would just have to see how we could make it work. Right. It'd be harder now, but never know.
Well, because we would only have one. Maybe we could ask Jess to be like pulled in as a designer, because that's what we did with Candy and Heather. We're just like, did you want to do like the retreat with us? Blah blah blah. We'll think about it. Aaron
too.
Joanne's
do
like,
it in person would be amazing.
Do it.
We would have to have a lot of commitments to even start planning.
Right. It would probably be like
you can't do it for 5 or 10 people. It literally has to be
it has to be like a class of like 80. Maybe not 80, maybe like 70 people. Which
or that many like registered, you split them up into separate classes.
Yeah.
But the number of people has to be enough to make it worth the while.
Right. Yeah, Carrie loves CC and Humble Beads. Cool. Candy says she misses the retreats. I remember. Love them. Okay. It's getting kind of dark outside because we're going to get some more storms, so let's let's go on to our crystal pack here very quickly, since we're going to since these are in the crystal pack, these two, and then I'm going to show you guys the little demo here. Oh, actually, wait. No. We're going to do this. I have another setting. I have another setting design. So this one I'm going to throw right next to that. So this is using the same setting. S008, setting 008. I'll move this out of the way. So pop that setting pack back up very quickly. Cart 110. Do men come too? Actually,
like single ones.
I think there were
that's good,
like a
Carrie.
couple
I like that.
of guys there. But I don't think they were single. I think they were married with
that's good.
the significant other. But that's so funny.
So many techniques.
It was so fun.
Yeah. There's a lot of work to get a retreat together.
Yeah.
It takes
it's
a lot
so
of work.
much work.
Yeah.
Especially when you have such a small team like we do, it's crazy. It's crazy that we can get so much done with having such a small team. It honestly just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Means
it's something that overall as a company we should talk about, though, whether it's an Idaho thing or an Illinois thing.
Be like, okay, who lives closer to Galena and who lives, or maybe we could do a split. So whoever lives closer to Galena or Idaho or whatever, so on and so forth. Yeah,
I mean, we just have to get venues together. There's a lot to consider there.
It could be fun.
Oh, look, we had a volunteer to help.
Ooh.
Lori she'd help. Okay. I think that's what Heather did in the past. I think Heather Powers she did all of the facilitation of it.
Yeah, Heather was a
registration and all that, and splitting into classes.
Did a whole ton of.
And Jess did.
Yeah. They did amazing work. They're like, yes, on Idaho, please.
Ron Rock. Yeah, that's right. We had Ron Rock. Forgot about Ron.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ron loves us, and we love Ron.
Yeah, he was awesome.
We love his pieces. All right, so we have this setting that we used again. I just used a different cab because Corian has one-off cabs and has to kind of find and pick and choose, so on and so forth. So that's the setting again, and then we're bringing on this bead cap because this is the only bead cap that I love.
Yeah.
Bead cap galore, 10 pieces for $28. How adorable are these bead caps? And did you know you can use your bead cap this way? And that is the start of how we accomplished this piece. So, I know Debbie said that she was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that you could use I didn't realize you could use the bead caps that way, blah, blah, blah. Love it, love it, love it. So, we're kind of doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm still hung up on these comments about the coming to visit, right?
Joanne, I live in Dubuque. Come see me.
There would be a consideration if someone said, we're coming, we'll make a minimum purchase of this. Because we have to man it, right? We have to have someone there. I'm taking for a by appointment visit.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a bit difficult, but if there's a certain commitment to spend a certain amount, because we have to have a person there. So, yeah.
We maybe could do that and utilize that
the middle room. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Joanne,
do you live in Dubuque or love Dubuque? Because if you live in Dubuque, we live in the same town.
She's got a boyfriend there because she says she loves in Dubuque. I love in Dubuque.
Clarify on that, because I might just we might see each other in passing. To be honest, how fun would that be? Let's go out to lunch. Talk about jewelry. So these are the natural brass bead caps. These are super gorgeous, and I didn't have a way. Oh, Milwaukee. I was born in Waukesha.
I lived there.
Huh?
I lived there too.
Oh yeah, you did live there. I do remember.
No, you don't remember. You remember that.
Well,
I lived there.
I remember that. Well, actually,
you don't have a memory of me in Waukesha, guaranteed.
I did remember. There's been like some super super small memories that have come back of different places and things like that. And that no, I'm not even kidding.
Uncle Doug.
All right, let's just see. I'm just going to shove this bead in there, which would be a good size bead for this. Or how about just a little bit bigger? Pop this one out with my bead awl. I just want to show you guys what it would look like with a normal bead in it. So you have one that's a little bit bigger. I'm going to try this rose one. So, super neat bead cap. Looks like I'm freezing. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So you can use it as a normal bead cap, which we didn't decide to do this time. Oh, she goes, anytime! Ha! That would be so fun. That would be super fun, I think. All right. So this is the bead cap, how it looks when it's spread out and not in its bead cap form anymore. And I'm actually going to take off this necklace now so we can kind of focus here before we move on to our resin piece, which I think is our last piece before we show.
Get to that one.
Yeah, before we show what the jewelry looks like on. Yeah, it's getting pretty dark again outside. Trusty hammers. Uncle Doug always knows when I start designing, because then he'll hear the hammer going when he comes in.
Oh, you're doing the getting ready for the live.
Getting ready for Friday. I think that's funny.
We should say like incoming to Peggy.
Yeah. It's vibrating off my springs there. Cool. Hammer it flat, which it's super cute even if you don't cut it, but I cut mine because I wanted to spread it just a little bit. But you don't have to cut it. You can just leave it like this. Bring that away. It's such a cute connector piece because you can drill your 2 holes up here too and have your chain coming off. And then you can have something sitting there. Let's say this cab that would be covering. Actually, I just saw a little cabin here that was like a turquoisey one. There we go. I think that one will fit. Where's my thing here? Alright, you guys know how to set your cabs and settings. So we're just going to pull our prongs back just a little bit. Put our stone in there. Looks like it fits. Thank goodness. And then we're going to press our prongs back down. Make sure I'm staying on the screen. All 4 corners. I'm actually just going to pull that one up just a little bit before I press her down. So she's secure. This one might move around just a little bit, so I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to secure this. Cute. And then you could do it this way, where one of the leaves is underneath, and then you have your chain coming up from these 2. This is how I have it, but I did it upside down here. So the loop of the setting, which is normally the top part, is the part that I use to rivet these 2 together. Love all the variations you do with bead caps. Thanks, Lynn. Ooh, Montana. Didn't Ty live in Montana for a while?
He did.
Ty and Jenna?
Haver. Right up by Canada.
Ooh. I also used one of the washers. Because the hole of the bead cap here is a little big. But I don't think I have any washers on me.
Yeah, we took the Amway, or not Amway, what do you call it? Amtrak. We took Amtrak up across the northern states from La Crosse, Wisconsin to Spokane.
That's
and
neat.
we passed right through Havre, didn't get to see our son.
Oh, well, that's not neat.
he was working.
Oh.
We got off the train stretched and he was working somewhere.
Oh, you're like, dang it.
Yeah.
All right. So, when you're hammering your set, that just flung into my crystal pack. Oh, I said I was going to bring the crystal pack on next, but oopsie. We'll do that after this because we still have to do our bezels or whatever. So, I'm going to extend my hole of my setting here. Aw, you're so sweet, Carrie. I'm going to pop your comment up while I'm doing this.
She's got to go right. Be right back.
She's like, I'll be right back.
Gotta go buy some before they're gone.
We'll do it like this so you guys get a good view. Gorgeous.
That's our friends. That's how we love our ladies.
Yes. So I'm putting my rivet in the hole there above Carrie's comment because it was almost before. I'm going to take her comment off there now. And then you can do your bead cap so they're together. And then when you hammer it, ladies, you're going to want your washer as well. So I'm just going to kind of hang this off to the side there for now. I maybe would have some extra laying around.
Yeah, you might want to remind some of the gals or anybody that's new that you can just put the cart number in the thing like Carrie just did.
Yes, you can just type your cart number of whatever item you want. So the bead caps are cart 112, 10 pieces for $28. I'm going to grab a washer here. Because I forgot to do that as well. We'll do a small washer, I think. This is a different washer. So last week we offered the flowery washer, which I used. She goes, I forgot I could put the cart here. You're
yes,
right.
you can.
And then I also have these flat washers that you can get on the normal website. So we're going to rivet together. Now this one I'm not cutting. You guys can see where I made the slit marks with my shears in this one to kind of spread it a little bit more, but I'm not going to cut this one because I want it to be so you guys can see both versions. So like this. And then you're going to want to take your washer and I might have to extend the hole in the washer just a bit. Oh, nope, that fits perfect. There we go. And then I hang it on the side. Hold on. Like this. So, I'm going to move my block here so you can see. I'm holding it with my pliers. Oh, it won't stay like that. See if I can get a closer grab on it. So, on my block, can I flip it the other way so you guys can, there we go. This is how I'm hammering, okay? That's better, okay. So I'm not hammering the cab, I'm not hammering the prongs down, I'm leaving just the loop and the other items that I need on the steel bench block. Because you don't want to break your cab, if that makes sense. I hope that was a decent way of showing you guys, because it's a little bit harder to do that sometimes. And then you want to hold it with your fingers, but be careful you don't hit your fingers. Because it is a little bit of a smaller thing here. See where we're at. So I'm gonna squish it. I was looking for the word to use. I'm gonna squish it a little bit, the rivet head and the rivet bottom, with my pliers. You can do it either way. If you're worried that you're gonna break the cab, you can hammer it without. It's not gonna mess you up with setting your cab later. But regardless, you will want to be kind of having it half on, half off, so you're not bending the rest of your metal too much. But I'm showing you that you can do it with the cab preset if you wanted. It's not touching my phone, but it's looking like it's coming pretty dang close. That's funny that I'm watching it like that now.
You don't see it when you're doing it.
Right, no. So then we're all hammered in with our rivet there, and our washer there is just peeking out behind the back a little bit. Not too big of a deal. But then I turned it upside down instead of having it this way. It would be super pretty if you did it this way too, but I thought it was kind of more unique to have it flipped the other way.
The other way is like a nice connector for a chain necklace. Right. And there's a drop there, you know? Mm-hmm.
And then I took some more CH103, which I don't have any additional ones on here, but CH103 you can open and attach directly to the setting there. So chain straight to setting on either side. And then that's what holds the necklace together. Whoa, the hammer's coming close. Giving you some
Hope
good
you have
entertainment.
insurance on your camera, on your phone camera.
Nope. Yeah, I actually think Ian does. Ian and I split our phone bill.
Not too close for Peggy.
Nope, Peggy's probably like,
she's like, no, I can get it even closer.
This is awesome.
I want to see close-ups on that hammer.
So, super pretty, super easy, not too difficult. If you didn't want to see some of this washer from behind, just take your shears and cut around it a little bit so it's just a tiny bit smaller. Otherwise, you don't hardly see it. But super pretty to have them. And then I'll show you guys. Corian likes to live on the edge, Peggy said. Yes. So this is the bead cap without the cuts, and then this is the bead cap with the cuts. So you guys can kind of see both. Whatever you want to do, either way, it works perfect. I know somebody said that they get nervous when they're following me when I'm using the shears.
Call 911.
It's crazy. It's crazy some of the things we do. Oh, Jean, yeah. She goes, this pendant is giving me angel vibes. Mm-hmm. That does. Does too. Love it. I think I've been almost riveting every single time that we've done a live here recently, at least. I love having connections without having to use a jump ring. Jump rings aren't bad, but I just think personally that it looks so much more seamless when you don't have to add a jump ring. So when you use unsoldered chain and you can just take that chain link, open it, and then close it right on the product without having to use another jump ring, I always fancy that over the other, and then that same with generally everything. I'm just kind of looking for a more seamless look, if that makes sense. Okie dokie. Those are our bead caps and our settings. And then the last one is our bezels and our crystals. Uncle Doug's like, yes. We're going to do a little bit of resin work.
You might do a little, are you going to do a little hammering?
Yeah, you guys are going to love this.
You're going to think it's blasphemous, right?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
You're going to think it's terrible.
But you're going to love it at the same time. So we're going to bring on our finished bezels first. This one kind of looks like
that's
confetti.
Cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Of the light. It's so dark outside. It's crazy. I keep looking up. That's okay.
When you bring them up close, they can tell.
We're going to put these up there. I'm going to take out the crystals here. I'm just going to do one of each of these crystals for now, so you guys can see which ones come in the pack, and then I'll tell you how many of each come in the pack. Okay. So, you get this really big topaz crystal. Love all the facets. I have loved all of the asymmetrical crystals that we've been using lately. This is also topaz. It's just a bit smaller. Actually, I might as well just put those up here side by side. Cute. So this is the one that we used in the layered necklace with the birds, the branches, and the setting.
Good job, Jean.
And then we also get Renee. I was terrible at it as well. You just need some practice, and I'm telling you, practice makes perfect. All right. And then we have these little glass crystals, okay? We have a topaz, emerald, and then we have peridot up here, and then olive, which these are all like those diamond shapes, and then we have this amethyst one in the middle, which is kind of an oval-y shape. So, yes. You're spoiling it, Aunt Wendy. You're spoiling it. I have to grab a bag. Hold on. Okay. Coming up. So, some of you may have some chipped crystals or glass beads or glass anything that you have ran into that you probably don't know how to use, wouldn't know how to wrap it, all this jazz. Which some of these specifically, obviously, we're not doing that with Swarovski crystals, which are these. We're not doing it with those, but we do it with these. These are a bit more cheap than the Swarovskis do. Uh-huh. So there's several colors. This one is topaz. This one is amethyst. This one is olive. And then this one has some of this emerald, and then it has the topaz, and then there was a pink color that I don't have. I just found those in my little bead scoop thing. So, this is perfect for that. And we'll probably do this one. I think this color would be a good color to do it with, because we have this one already colored out, this one colored out, and that one colored out. Yeah, we'll put that one up there for now. So, I grab a bag.
4 mil.
And put, it doesn't matter the size. I think the other ones I used were like the 6x8, because they were like you want a thicker bag.
Right, the 4 mil bag.
Yeah, you want a thicker bag. So I'm just putting 3 of these in there. And then make sure it's in a bag, because you don't want to have all the chips and stuff, because it is glass. So
she calls Peggy.
Yes, you want to be careful. You want to be super careful. I'll put this on the other side. I'm OCD, so it's got to be
safety glasses.
Work. Yeah, get your safety glasses. if you don't have these. But you're gonna... Yes, Peggy, thank you for pointing that out. I'm such a... There we go. Perfect. Kurt113 for the crystal pack. Thank you, Peggy. I'm so...
She could be guest presenter.
Yeah, no,
she could
seriously.
hammer things, and she could
I'm taking
switch.
A green one.
She could switch the cards.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Come on over, Peggy.
Okay. So, we have a thicker bag. If you have any glass that you don't know what to do with, chipped crystals, blah, 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 make sure it's a thicker bag because the glass will cut through the bag. Okay? And you're going to smash them. And you'll see on the part number when you order them, the part number is smashed crystals.
It has a -S for smash.
No, it says smash in it. Like I wrote out smash crystal or something like that. I think it was smash glass and then dash crystals. So you don't have to do a whole lot because you don't want the powder. You want it to be just a little bit chunky. So you guys can see, and like this one. So this is the topaz one. And this one's amethyst. Cute. And this one is the peridot. Okay? Now, I will warn you. Do not try... I mean...
Try this at home?
You can try this with natural brass, but I'm telling you that these solid brass bezels, the colors are going to show up way more. Way easier. I need to bring on that bezel pack, too. Okay. 12 pieces. For $24. I'll bring up this bezel.
Yeah, it does look like honey amber. Wendy says, yeah.
So this is the bezel that we are using. Solid brass. The color is going to show up way more on. I tried both solid brass and natural brass, and nothing compared to the solid brass on this one. So super cool. And then we have our chipped crystals here, which you can tell once I get these to the bottom, that you can see the damage to the bag that the glass does. So just be careful when you're handling it. But it's fun to smash glass. So.
Unless you're a big hail ball.
Yeah.
Coming through someone's bathroom window.
Yes. That we don't appreciate the hail.
Who was that? One of our gals had that happen with the big hail.
Right. I remember seeing that a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna take some of this powder off my bench block here and just throw it in the garbage.
Oh, Gene said you can antique the outsides. Yeah. Of the bezel.
Oh.
Yeah, use the antique technique.
I just like it. I like it with the solid brass. Ainsley did a cool... I think Ainsley showed the antiquing. I guess we're doing like an antiquing line of paints.
Working on it.
Yeah. Yep. So she demoed a little bit of that yesterday, which was cool. Cool to see. All right. Now that they're pushed to one side, I'm going to make a slit. Gonna cut off my corner of my bag. Dang, those jelly beans are getting to me.
Take some Mountain Dew.
I know.
I'll prep it for you.
Yeah, he's gonna open it up for me. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to show this one up close too. While we're at it, thank you.
That looks like Mountain Dew.
It's Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Your Mountain Dew crystals. Look at it, just looks like your label. All right, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah. If you don't have the heart to smash crystals, absolutely. But if you... Okay, so I know there's been a few times where I've personally chipped a crystal before, where let's say that it's a drilled crystal and the hole is now chipped off. and you can't use it like with an eye pin or anything, that would be one of the points where I would smash it and just use it like this.
Go to a flea market.
Yeah.
Go to a flea market, pick up some old crystal pieces, and just play around with it. You can't, so cheap.
Still use a bag though, because then you can slit the corner and kind of use it to pour it out. If you want it multicolored, do the crystals in the same bag. That's what I used for this one up here, this multicolored one. I'm going to leave some of that in there. I'm going to get my bead awl. There we go. Remember, I'm only using like the cheaper version of the glass on here. So you don't have to use anything that's pretty expensive because it looks really cool. So I'm just going to take my bead awl and kind of push around to make sure that these are all staying within frame.
Nice, evenly distributed.
Yeah. And then you don't have any like sharp edges coming out. That's another thing that you want to watch out for, because it is glass. So with this one I had more chunky pieces.
Just coriander. That would be a nice use of broken crystals.
And then you can just smooth over your finger like that.
Call you coriander. Think about that one.
Oh, I've been called that a lot. I've been called.
That's a perfect spell check. Right
I've been called coriander.
Autocomplete.
Corian countertop. Accordion. Corn. I'm trying. There's
Corinne.
Like. Yeah. Corinne.
Lenny would call you Corinne.
Yeah. Korean.
Korean.
Yeah, I had a student teacher call me that. Is Korean here? It's Korean. That one kind of made me a little mad when she did that. I was like, how did you even botch it that bad? It was just an older lady. I poured a little bit more on there, because then the more fine pieces come out. It's not quite powder yet, but then those fill in the little cracks and crevices. Okay. And then I need to plug in my light here. I'm going to plug in my UV light. I was like, I don't want to knock my crystals off my bezel though. And I can probably unplug this charger. Alright, I'm plugging in my UV light here. Hey, need a cart fix, please.
Corian was Grandpa's. Corian.
Yeah. But at least he called me, like, my name. Because he knew that I wasn't a big fan of, like, the nicknames and things. So he would be like, oh, and Uncle Ben, too. Uncle Ben would be like, Corian! Corian! I miss that. I remember that now, too. Uncle Ben was big on the Corian!
In his best grandpa voice?
Yeah. Just gonna take a little bit of resin here. Dropping it on. But I'm not doing it like super fast. I'm letting some of it seep down to the bottom before I add more. Well, that's not as bad as my dad's coworkers that said that they're asked if they picked my name because of potentially where I was conceived.
Oh my God.
Is what the guys at work were saying a while ago. I know. Super funny though. So just slowly letting it seep into the bottom and kind of go over all the crystals, just drop by drop, because I don't want it to go over the edge necessarily. I just want it to pool around. Yeah, he still does that. I haven't talked to Ben in a while. It's been a minute. Looking for my silicone brush. I'm going to come in nice and close here so you guys can see a little bit more. And I'm just going to kind of run my brush here along the side just to make sure that I have resin coming all the way to the border and covering up some of these other pieces of glass. Because sometimes clear resin is a little bit harder to view. But I'm just looking for any points that are coming out of the resin, kind of pushing them down, and making sure the resin stays in my bezel frame. Looks pretty good. Alright. Now, we'll flip on our UV light. Going to transfer. I was like, hopefully I didn't touch my resin with my finger. Into the lamp. And then I'm going to push this in. There we go. That's a good view. It shouldn't take too long to cure, and while it's curing, I'm going to take a drink here and kind of scoot back for a moment.
Popping out a jelly bean.
The last jelly bean?
The last jelly bean. Well, I got a whole bag over here.
Oh.
This is to
yellow.
This is for discipline. Because I would, if I left them open, I'd be eating them the whole time.
The yellow one's not my favorite. Pink and red is good though. The clear resin is pretty easy to cure. Goes pretty quickly. Looks cured to me. Sounds cured too. The little hard knocks. Might be just a tiny bit sticky, but...
Ooh, neon. Dropping it in there for reactive with black light.
Ooh, that would be cool. Yeah, that's really pretty. I'm going to take this down. You might want to leave it in your light a little bit longer, but this one isn't a very good UV light, so it might take a minute. And just pop that back down there. There we go. And then this is what we came out with. So this one is, I'm actually going to take it off my bench block here and put the colors next to each other in the light though. There we go. It's not too bad. And then we'll get closer. So this is emerald, amethyst, topaz, peridot, and then this is a multicolored one, so we'll just put that one up there for now. But this is really cool because it gives texture and a dimension throughout with the glass. It gives the texture and the dimension, but then it also, with the clear resin, it helps illuminate the colors throughout the whole piece, and then the solid brass that's backing it just makes it so much more bright.
Yeah, richens it.
Yeah. Like, how cool.
Oh yeah, that's probably why the solid brass versus natural too, because you have that darker background which would absorb the light more, not reflect it.
I'm gonna try and paint a border here to kind of see what it looks like with a painted border and see if that dims it any.
You could even pre-paint the bezel with one of the metallics, like a silver metallic or something, and it would really pop in there if you did that.
Let's do... I'll just use hematite. Hematite's one of my favorites anyways. It's a metallic. It's a metallic dark color that'll be good for antiquing around. So we'll see what it looks like. I'm pretty curious. Maybe we'll do the topaz one, I think. Because that one's still got to cure a little bit. I'm going to do topaz because topaz is bright. You really gotta shake your metallics, ladies. Because the metallic settles. I'm gonna dry my paper towel. Ainsley, I have some brushes that, if you're in here, or maybe Jean can tell you, I have some brushes that you probably would have loved to use yesterday that are not like perfect, right? Because they kind of stick in other positions. They're not brand spanking new. So she did like that antiquing, and she kind of like was like, I need a brush that's not that's kind of like wacky in a way that just doesn't sit right. I don't remember the word she used for that, but it was a good one. Maybe I'm gonna use this bag to go over top. Put some hematite over here. I know you guys can't see it yet, but I'm gonna push this up a little bit. Hematite and topaz. So this is not a full dry brush. This is a half wet brush, half dry brush. And it's like you can see that it's a little like spread out and stuff, if that makes sense. We're using hematite metallic paint. That's pretty. Oh yeah, that's with me. Frayed brushes. Yeah, I'll send you all my old brushes so I can get new brushes. How about that? I have quite a few. Okay. I'll pop that off to the side there. That's antiqued with some just straight hematite. That's pretty compared to your bright solid brass. So yeah, if you antique it on the edges, it still illuminates the center, and then I think Uncle Doug's doing some design work too. I was like, how do I like slowly sneak the camera over to get him?
I'm just saying if you prepped it with that. Put some
like little crystals in there,
so it'd be brighter behind. But it's not dry though, so you don't have to do it here. We'll do that later.
That's a good idea though. So what?
So that's Nouveau. I just put some Nouveau silver. Yeah.
Uncle Doug backed the center of the bezel prior to us like putting anything in there. He backed it with some Nouveau silver, ultimate metallic paint, which I think is also a really great idea.
I don't know how it would turn out, but it would perhaps make the color more true to its.
I think it will.
True to its stone or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's such a good idea. So we gotta let that dry. But so I didn't have like a finished necklace done for using this piece, but I went like this, and I thought this would be pretty. So even if you didn't want to use a setting in a cab, this way. Squidbillies. Such a big necklace. Instead of that, you could do that.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, I think that's really pretty. With the topaz, and now that the solid brass is a bit more dimmed with that hematite antiquing that we did, I think that's really gorgeous. You could even go in. Hold on. I have to do it. I have to see. Do I have any? We'll do some walnut stain. I just have to see, you guys. I'm sorry. I have to see. I have to see what the walnut looks like. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the walnut stain on there, and then I'm gonna do a wipe around my amber. Hopefully it adheres some. I wanted a little bit more brown than the gray from that hematite. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Cool. So I added just a little bit of walnut stain. I'd probably use earth paint as well. But yeah, that's really pretty. That is so pretty. I'll bring it up close. This is after adding some walnut stain to it, just to kind of warm those tones a little bit more. But yeah, no, it does look like real amber because it's got like the little bubblies, and then the chunky chunks. That's what I call Remy. I call him Chunk, and he responds to Chunk. He'll come to me, be like, "Come here, Chunk, Chunky Chunk," and then he comes running to the door. Here's my baby. Yeah, that's absolutely stunning. I love it, and I love you guys, and I would love to put this right smack. Actually, good thing it's only attached with a jump ring, since we already have a cabin setting on another one. We'll replace this. Oh yeah, I know there's some combos that are for like natural brass, but I really like the hematite with the walnut stain and or earth is actually super gorgeous. Super gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
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 Gorgeous. Gotta roll your R's. Cool. Alright. Alright, now we have the topaz on there, instead of our other cab. Oh, that's so pretty. I don't know why I'm whispering.
Ooh. It's reverence. It's almost reverence.
Ooh, I love it. Yeah. Cool. So, glad to hang out with you ladies today, and then you can like change your colors depending on what crystal colors you use. Yeah, that's looking good. I'm so proud of myself. So don't forget your bezel pack. I'm gonna throw that crystal pack up one more time before we show our look and then get on with our little giveaway. And this is a cute crystal pack. So you have your Smash crystals here, and then you have your Swarovski crystals here. Don't forget to pick these puppies up. Get some gorgeous action going on. Slide it back over because it keeps shifting. Is that dry yet? Probably. Still looks a little wet. I don't ever like touching.
Throw some extra smashers on there just to see if it. I have no idea if that will do anything, or how it would look compared on the.
Or what if you use like less crystal?
I don't know.
I need that big one up there. Come down. Come on. There it goes. So if you used a little bit less crystal, that's actually, it's pulling really
more of the
pretty.
color of the crystal. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And it actually, the silver is starting to look a little purple in a way. Like a light, super light lavender-y color. Get some of that glass up there. Sometimes I just have to take my finger and press it in.
Don't rub your eyes.
Yeah, don't rub your eyes. Make sure you wash your hands. all that fun jazz. Let's see here. I'll put a little bit of resin in there. Shouldn't be too much longer. I wanted to actually see this too because that's really pretty.
I was just thinking how a mirror,
such a good idea
with that silver paint, how a mirror has it. It would reflect differently.
Make sure that we're on the edges with the resin. That's really pretty. This should cure really fast, so I'm gonna cure this while I'm getting our other stuff ready.
I need to clear that plate thing off.
Yeah, I know. All my chunks of resins that have fallen through.
Does it clean? I don't know.
You just have to chip them off, yeah. It's not bad. So that's curing there for a moment. But we tackled a lot and a lot of fun stuff. A lot of different plating colors, a few different techniques. All fun though. All of it's super fun. I need my beetle here. It looks like we're making some pretty good time. It's pretty good. It's not all the way dried, but it's just a little sticky, yeah. That's really pretty. Yeah. You see how it's like pulling a little bit of lavender? Yeah. This one Uncle Doug did.
I would have put more crystal in it, but yeah.
I think it's even really pretty with just a little bit of crystal in there, yeah. Because it's illuminating, so the Nouveau Silver is kind of pulling a slight lavender, like a super light lavender color. And then with just the leftover little chips, it's so pretty. Wowzers. I love it. That was such a good idea. So then you can paint the center with it, I would say a lighter color.
Lighter color. You could do a white or a, whatever.
Maybe like a gold if you were to do topaz.
Whatever undertones you wanted to have.
Yeah. So pretty. Love it. I can't stop looking at that necklace. It's so pretty.
We're at home.
You guys have to make these because they're stunning. It does look just like art glass.
Does everybody have their loves in and their likes and?
Yep.
You gotta wear everything though first, don't you?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of loves coming in.
Are you gonna show this again to remind everybody what we got? Did you need the tray?
No, that's all right. I dumped it out a little bit earlier. Not that they need to see everything that's in it again, but we'll pick out some pieces like this big. I think this is acrylic. This isn't glass. This is acrylic or resin. One or the other. So this is the giveaway. Lots of cute things. Do a little shaky shake. You have to love the live. By the end of it, we're gonna do a random. Of what? Of the bezels or the little glass crystals, Wendy? So this is our giveaway. You have to love the live, and then, Lynn has the bezel already. And then we'll do a mystery grab. But we're going to go full screen, take off our Carter app, and I'm going to unplug my phone. We're going to do the little look. The little looky look. Bring that up. I think if I do it this way.
Well, last time you had me.
I know, but it was like getting my all my broken skin on my face
and
stuff.
Oh, come on.
No, for real.
Fine.
It was like,
Put some lotion. Put some lotion on it.
I do. I lotion my face every day. But there's a couple...
You're saying it was too close for
There's
comfort.
there's a couple spots that I can't stop picking. So, like, at night, I've been, like, putting those, like, little pimple patches there so I can't, like, scratch it off. I'm a picker, for sure. These are... Woo! These are the... What do we call them? Swallows. The swallow earrings. That's a really great length. It's not too long, not too short. And they're so light. That's what they're F20s.
What's it when you paint the inside first of what?
Oh, she wants some bezels.
Paint them all first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there's that. We'll do probably our plated bracelets next. Plated bracelets. And these eye and hook clasps are awesome. Such a simple way of getting them. So that's rose gold. And then we'll put the sterling silver antique on.
They're also stackable rings, right? Outside the bracelet.
Yes. I love these. So rose gold and sterling silver antique on the bracelets here. That's a lucky look. And then you can also, like Doug said, do your stacking rings to match. I'll probably put these. I'm not going to put them on my middle finger. Because I was like, what if I only put up that middle finger? So like you do your little stacking rings with your cute bracelets. Love them. That's actually so cute. That's such a cute style. Especially if they're stacked. I'm starting to sweat. I need to go home and put on some deodorant. So I only use Native deodorant and I love it. And there's this vanilla, it's like vanilla cactus. It smells so good. So if you guys are looking for new deodorant to try that because it smells so good. And it works super well. This is that butterfly necklace where we are riveted and then have our little Julie Jewel hanging off this side. Cute. It's always strange with the backwards. That's so pretty. At least I have this camera faced around so I'm not looking at two of me. Alright, we only had one pair of earrings this time around. Usually we do a bit more. It's the same for that frog necklace. So cute. I think that would be a super cute choker. And then if you did the branch necklace right underneath that one. As Corian didn't put clasps on these either.
Vanilla is my favorite summertime scent.
Ooh.
for the gnats. What is it? Vanilla Fantasies? Is that what it's called?
Oh, I don't know.
That Walmart stuff that everybody sprays on for gnats.
Oh,
I think it's called some Vanilla Fantasies, or it's in a gold bottle. Little gold bottle you spray.
So if you use the branch with the lily pad together as a layering one, that would be so cute. Native is my favorite deodorant. My favorite. I did that with my hat on. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's pretty. Yep. I'm loving all of it. just take it off so I can take it off easier. Ooh. Uy, caramba! I think we have one more. One more to show before we show the giveaway. So, get your hearts in, my lovely ladies.
That's the book you're reading. Vanilla Fantasies. Sounds like a Harlequin romance, right, Wendy? Vanilla Fantasies.
That's funny. I didn't put a...
No, it's actually it's called a body spray. That's what it is. It's Vanilla Fantasies body spray.
Oh.
And if you go around, everybody's got that on in the summertime for the gnats or flies or whatever.
So we switched out the cab for a bezel with our smash crystals. Which way is... There we go. I'll hold it like right in the middle. That's pretty. Yeah, look at how you guys can see just the topaz amber of that is just illuminating. It looks so pretty. I love this. Make sure that it's center here. Yeah, that's stunning. I love that. And the branches up here are just a super nice touch.
We have 48 gals tonight.
Woohoo! We have to take peek.
Sue Windsor. Do you need cart numbers? Sue's wondering, how do we buy?
Okay. Again? So, Sue, you can either when we finish with the live here today, you can watch the replay, and if you want to shop straight from Facebook, you can enter a cart number as you're watching through the live. Otherwise, if you just visit this way, vintageliveshop.com, this area. I'm like trying to.
For you to do.
It's really not. I'm trying to like this one.
Point like opposite or something.
Yeah, this website here, and if you go to the warehouse sale tab, you'll see everything that we have offered today. It'll be the first products in that tab. Let's actually. We'll copy this here. And then, where's Sue? Here we go. Sue?
Got it in there?
Perfect. So this is I'm commenting back to you. That will be the direct link to the warehouse sale tab where you can, looks like Wendy just posted it too. Nice.
You beat her.
I did. Just by a smidge. You can go and order from there. And then if you have any questions, you can email liveshop@vintage.com or warehouse@vintage.com. Warehouse is to get us here, and then live shop is out for the Idaho ladies. So I think we did quite a bit. I wonder if I think this might be a better view.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So this is the one that Uncle Doug did with the paint, with that Nouveau silver paint. Oop, I was like, don't get my face. It's like shifting. With that emerald colored.
It just took some of the gold out from the brass.
Yeah. Looks so good. I think this is the other emerald. This one's without paint. Oop. I hate that
it changes your camera.
It's shifting like that.
It changes cameras.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So super cool. All right. Now, I hope everybody has your hearts in. I'm going to show you one more time before we refresh. And it'll take 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's refresh the...
So this heart...
Oh, wait.
Yeah, go up. Like if you go... There you go. That red heart there, you'll want to click that. And then you will be entered into the giveaway, which is this.
Make sure you hit your hearts. We're refreshing now.
You guys hear that? Watch your hand there for a second. I'll put this over here, maybe. Going right by the microphone. You can hear the sloshy, sloshy, slosh. I'm gonna take a drink. I'll take my chalice.
Okay, we got a 1 in 49 chance today.
Okie dokie, everybody. 38. Because 11 people liked it. Yep. Oh, it looks like we have more hearts coming in. So we'll refresh one more time. One more time. Okay. Get in here. 38. You have a 1 in 38 chance of getting this. I'm going to do it by the sound.
And remember, also, you have to make a purchase, remember?
Yes. Yep. If you have not purchased already, and if you win, you will need to make a purchase prior to Monday morning.
Or it becomes available for next week's
warehouse. Yep. Okay. All right. Who's ready? I think Uncle Doug's ready. I have to make sure that I get all of the... Hold on.
Make sure it doesn't...
So they all load.
Make sure it doesn't land on me. Okay. When I say stop, okay?
Okay.
Stop.
Peggy! Peggy! You are the winner today.
We'll include a hammer.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, so funny. Peggy is the winner today. She is, more than deserving. So we're going to put that in there. Ha! Look at how excited I was.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. At Peggy. Peggy.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You want to maybe type that? Winner, winner, chicken dinner is Peggy. She more than deserves this. She has been one of our rocks through starting the lives, and she's just amazing. So, lucky day for Peggy today. She's going to get this amazing, cute thing. I thought this was really cute. This is like it's a freshwater pearl cab almost. How cool is that? So that's coming to you, Peggy. Like, once it stops refocusing on my dang face. Awesome sauce. Yeah, I'm going to put a whole bunch of copper owls in there for you, too.
We should, just so fun. Find the one that looks like a bat. Find the one that looks like a bat.
I think that's the one she doesn't like.
We'll make sure we get a lot of them.
We'll get lots of those for you. All right, everybody. I think it's time for us to get on to our weekend.
And an Easter celebration
for
everybody. Happy Easter.
Easter. I forgot about Easter. I think we might be going to Ian's parents' house. We'll see what's up.
Gotta lean in here with you.
Yeah. Make sure I get my finger on the stop button so I don't have to look weird at the end. All right. Everybody be safe. We love you. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned for the new releases, and we will see you later.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.